Frane Selleck, who lived from 1962 to 1996 and experienced many near-death experiences, is regarded as the luckiest unlucky person alive. In addition to being struck by a bus, he also survived 3 vehicle crashes, a rail crash, an aircraft crash, and a bus crash. He has always survived situations when others have lost their lives. In 2003, following all of his near-death encounters, he won the jackpot. Apollo 13. Imagine being imprisoned in a small capsule thousands of miles from Earth in the void of space, with your air steadily running out. The crew of the Apollo 13 mission experienced that. Many believed at the time that they would have to perish out there as there was no way for them to return. Thankfully, NASA came up with a strategy to retrieve them. The crew survived the entire adventure by using the landing module as a life raft and assembling simple pieces to create an adapter before making a slingshot around the moon and returning home. Alcides Moreno. Alcides Moreno plummeted 47 floors and lived to tell the story, while most persons who fall from 10 stories above seldom survive. When the worst came, he and his brother Edgar were washing windows on a tower in New York. They fell all the way to the bottom. Sadly, Edgar was not able to make it, but amazingly, Alice did. Lindy Harding. When Lindy Harding went skydiving, she was informed the likelihood of her parachute not opening was low. However, the worst occurred on one of her jumps, and her parachute failed to deploy. She fell a mile and struck the earth. Despite having 2 fractured ribs and a damaged nose, she managed to survive when she should have perished. Even more incredible, she made the decision to jump once more. Peter Skillberg, a Swedish guy, endured 2 months without food in sub-zero conditions inside his snow-covered automobile. Researchers think that 2 essential elements for his survival, water and insulation, were supplied by the snow. He made an igloo out of the snow cage to stay warm, and he utilized the melted snow for water. Roy Sullivan. Roy Sullivan wasn't your average park ranger. Nicknamed the Human Lightning Conductor, Roy holds the unbelievable record of surviving a staggering 7 lightning strikes. Between 1942 and 1977, lightning seemed to have a strange attraction to him. It left its mark in singed eyebrows, smoldering hair, and a permanent scorch mark on his trusty ranger hat. Despite these brushes with death, Roy continued his duties, seemingly unfazed by the crackle of thunder. Sadly, in 1983, a personal storm unrelated to lightning claimed Roy's life. Salvador Alvarenga. Imagine being a fisherman, setting sail on a small boat, and then a monster storm hits. That's exactly what happened to Salvador Alvarenga in 2012. Swept away by the raging waves, he found himself lost and alone in the vast Pacific Ocean. For an unbelievable 438 days, that's more than a year. Salvador battled for survival. With nothing but his wits and the will to live, he managed to catch fish, turtles, and even birds to eat. Rainwater became his only drink. Finally, in 2014, incredibly weak but alive, he washed ashore on a tiny island, thousands of miles from where he started. The world was amazed by his story of resilience and the incredible human spirit to survive against all odds. Todd Orr. Todd Orr learned a valuable lesson about bear attacks while trekking in the wilds of Montana. Though attacks are common outdoors, it's unusual for the same bear to strike repeatedly. A charging grizzly bear and her cubs mauled Orr, biting his arms and head. He managed to get up and walk 3 kilometers back to his car, but the ordeal wasn't over. The persistent bear returned, nipping his arm and shoulder before settling on him again. Twice he narrowly escaped death. Shaken but alive, Orr attributed his survival to both luck and preparation, emphasizing the importance of playing dead to protect vital organs. Lorna Bailey. 49-year-old Lorna Bailey reportedly suffered a heart attack. Though doctors initially declared her dead and ended life support, an astonishing turn of events unfolded. After 45 minutes, Lorna's vital signs returned, her eyes fluttering open as color returned to her cheeks. Medical professionals explained it as a temporary reflex. Eventually, Lorna regained full consciousness with no signs of brain damage. Harrison Oken. Nigerian sailor Harrison Okene stared death in the face. In 2013, a sudden storm 12 miles off the coast of Nigeria capsized his tugboat, the Jackson 4. The unforgiving ocean claimed his crewmates, but fate offered Okene a glimmer of hope. Trapped within the overturned vessel, he discovered a precious air pocket, his only lifeline in the crushing darkness. The depth of the sunken Jackson 4 added another layer of terror. Even seasoned divers with specialized equipment navigate such depths with caution. The immense pressure threatened decompression sickness, a potentially fatal condition. With no diving gear and limited resources, Okene relied solely on willpower and the dwindling oxygen in the air pocket. 3 agonizing days passed, a testament to his incredible resilience. Finally, the ping of sonar from rescue divers offered a beacon of hope. They located a weak but alive. Okene carefully brought him to the surface. Okene's miraculous survival story continues to inspire. It's a powerful reminder of the human spirit's ability to endure seemingly insurmountable odds. Anatoly Bugorsky, a Russian physicist, isn't your typical survivor story. While checking a malfunctioning particle accelerator, a beam of unimaginable intensity struck half his face. Instead of searing pain, he saw a light 1,000 times brighter than the sun. Doctors braced for the worst, the radiation dose seemingly lethal. But Bugorsky defied the odds. The left side of his face ballooned grotesquely, a mark of the particle's power. Yet, in a surprising turn of events, the swelling gradually subsided. Though he lost hearing in one ear, a constant reminder, Bugorsky's mind remained sharp. He even went on to complete his doctorate. Bugorsky's story is a testament to the human body's incredible ability to heal. It's a reminder that the boundaries of science can be stranger than fiction, and that sometimes the most extraordinary discoveries come from the unexpected. Poon Lim. Poon Lim was unlucky. A German submarine attacked his ship on November 3, 1942, sinking it and leaving him the sole survivor. He built a raft and stayed at sea for an amazing 133 days. To survive, he caught seagulls, drank their blood, and dried their meat with salt water. Finally, after weeks alone, fishermen found him and brought him to safety in Brazil. Christopher Jones. He wasn't expecting to faint way up in the air during his first skydive alone. But that's what happened. He tumbled out of control at 6,000 feet and couldn't stop himself. He even passed out, and things looked bad. Luckily, his instructor swooped in, opened his parachute, and saved him. Christopher woke up at 2,000 feet, shaky but alive. It was a close call, but he learned a big lesson about listening to his instructor. We've explored the extraordinary strength of the human spirit in the face of adversity. But the lessons don't end here. Share a real-life survival story that has impacted you in the comments below.